In this video, I'm going to redo the rails and some details on my N-scale railcar float. Because of alignment issues and a lack of detail, I've decided to remove the existing rails and redo them. That took quite a bit of work as they were firmly glued in place. The hull of the float, by the way, is just a piece of pine with sanded bow and stern, and some strip styrene glued on the sides as bumpers. Once I had the rails off, I also pried off these square hatch covers. I have 3D printed new ones, as you'll see later in the video. I gave it a quick hand sanding for now. I then took some new rails as the old ones got bent when I removed them. Luckily, I have a lot of extra flex track. I filed a bit of a point on one end for the next step. And then I proceeded to carefully thread the rails onto these 3D printed tie plates. This ended up being quite a pain to do. As these are resin printed, I found the rail holders to be quite brittle and they easily broke. Also, the original ones I printed were a bit too tight, so I had to modify them slightly in Tinkercad and reprint them. But in the end, I managed somehow. I did sand down the deck with my orbital sander to get it a bit smoother, and then marked where the rails will go using my combination square. It helps to be a woodworker as well. The tie plates were then glued down with CA glue and weighed down until the glue dried. The second rail was also glued down using both my micro trains gauge and my NMRA gauge to get the distance between the rails correct. I had to do some trimming on the end that will join up to the float apron that I built in a previous video. And then I carefully lined up the rails with the float apron. And glued them down. Now onto some details. These hatches came out great on my 3D resin printer. I took care to try and get them evenly spaced between the 3 tracks. And use some guidelines and marks to make it easier to glue them in place. Because I wanted more time to adjust them, I used tacky glue to attach them. That worked much better than CA glue that sets instantly. The other detail I printed are these cleats that are used for tying up the float with ropes. Again, I spaced them out evenly along the edges of the float and used tacky glue to attach them. Once glue had completely dried overnight, I took the float to the garage for a full black primer coat. This looks much better. I rubbed the tops of the rails clean of the primer with my track cleaning strip of wood. And then I proceeded to clean up the end of track bumpers that were on the float originally. The middle one needed a bit of modification to make it fit between the tie plates. The cleats got a thin coat of yellow paint. And then I weathered the float. Unfortunately, I forgot to hit record when I did the top, but here's an idea of what I did using pan pastels on the sides. This works well as it went on a bit randomly. I added a little bit more on the top. The float turned out great. There are still a few more details I will add, including a post with life preservers, some workers, and 3D printed float locks that secure the float to the apron when docked. These will be added in the next video in this series when I install the apron and float. Stay tuned for that video. Thanks for watching.